Thank you very, very much, and welcome to the Jazz Concert. So excited to be here with you this evening, presenting some great ensembles here. Boy, it's just been an incredible year here with Mira Costa Jazz, heading back out to some of the local festivals here, making some great music together, you know, playing for a little thing called the Pac-12 Network, you know, just little things around here. But this band right here behind me, many of these guys started playing jazz just this past January. If you were playing jazz the first time this past January, go ahead and raise your hand for us here. Give us a wave. Yeah. A big part of our curriculum here in Jazz 2 is about the development of jazz improvisation, not just ensemble playing. And so it's been my great pleasure to work with these students twice a week here through from the second semester, I guess, the top of the second semester, and developing those skills here. All the solos that you just heard were completely improvised. So how about that for the soloists here? We have Otto on the guitar, we have Max on the tenor sax, and so we have Cooper on the piano over there, and then Peter on the outside. We'll keep things rolling here for you with a little feature with by Mr. Akuta here. Who's also our not only our lead alto in Jazz 2, but also our principal clarinet player here in the Wind Symphony. This is going to be Goodbye, My Heart. Thank you very much. That was a good Ken Makucha on the Lopez side. So far, you've been hearing our set, as we call it, set of pieces that we played out at the Riverside Jazz Festival just last weekend. And I am excited to be able to tell you that in Jazz 2's first appearance at an adjudicated festival since 2019, they achieved an overall superior rating from the judges. Not only that, but each and every one of the soloists that played there were each recognized with an Outstanding Musician Award. That doesn't always happen. The soloists need to inspire the adjudicators, and each one of the adjudicators has the opportunity to circle the names of any player that they were inspired by. And I'm very happy to tell you that the Director of Jazz Studies from the University of Memphis, Mr. Jack Cooper, was inspired by all of our soloists here in Jazz 2. Amongst the other adjudicators. And so our final, our third tune here is actually our closing number from the Riverside set. A little Mambo action here for you. And it's actually going to feature a few more soloists who jumped on the train here. It's always exciting to have the opportunity to jump up and play. That's what we've been developing, the opportunity to kind of make your own melody over the changes. And for those of us who are maybe unfamiliar with jazz tradition, that's why we recognize the soloist by name, because in the program you have the composer who wrote the overall piece, but they're making it up on the spot. And so we look forward to the next tune, Mambo Hot. Molly on the trumpet. We had Felix on the bari sax, and we went up to Josh on the trumpet, and down to Sam on the alto sax, and Luigi on the bass. Well, you guys are a great crowd here. Thank you so much for all your encouragements here. I hope you're having a good time out there. We certainly are. You know, man, there's sometimes where we have some long rehearsals with jazz too. I'm just like dancing through the whole thing, man. You know, like 2 hours. I'm, getting my workout, getting my steps in, Oh man, but this next one here, now the charts that we've played you so far are all what we might call educational jazz. It's written for the specific purpose of having some tunes to kind of bring people up in the jazz scene with. I wonder if that continues to do that if I do this. Check 1, 2. No, it doesn't. Good. All right, that's this sound system interacting with this sound system. Check 1, 2. All right. So this next tune that you're about to hear, though, is actually a professional level chart. This comes to us from the folks at Playbook Jazz. Sammy Miller and the Congregation, a local pro jazz band, put together this amazing project during COVID with an online resource for students, for teachers, to develop as jazz musicians, to develop improvisationally, to develop stylistically, and all of the great things that go along with the jazz history. And so this next tune was actually played by Sammy Miller and the Congregation at Lincoln Center. This is the beautiful Careless Love. Once again, Ken Medina on the alto sax. And we have Felix Pope back here on the bass. Thank you so much. As Jazz 2 sets up for their final tune, you know, it's one thing just to have a page of music that you learn. You know, we certainly do that very, very well in the concert ensembles and also the jazz ensembles. But it's just another thing completely to develop a skill set that allows you to speak jazz the same way I'm speaking to you right now. I don't have anything scripted out that I'm planning on saying. I have some general ideas about what I want to impart to the audience. And I have a body of vocabulary here and a good knowledge of grammar that kind of helps me formulate meaningful sentences that you all can understand. And that's the same process, really, in learning to play improvisational jazz. And if you think about, you know, all of the greatest jazz artists you could probably name on one hand right now. You know, Charlie Parker, you've got Cannonball Adderley, you've got Louis Armstrong, you know, all of these folks playing here, you know, so much of their records, you know, sometimes even 90% of their records are completely improvised. And so it's quite a big thing here for soloists to step up and say, hey, let me share something with you. And so if you're inspired by a soloist here this evening, we do encourage you to encourage them on their jazz journey. You know, I don't think there's any more joy that I have playing my instruments these days than when I get a chance to pick it up and improvise a little bit, especially when it's with friends. So we have one more tune here for you this evening, and it's actually by the one adjudicator that actually adjudicated both festivals that Jazz One performed at. This is Jeff Jarvis, the Director of Jazz Studies from Cal State Long Beach, is Likely Suspect, and it's going to feature, once again, Max on the sax, and Kent as well. Likely Suspects. 2023 Mira Costa Jazz 2, everybody.